guys and girls over at Naughty Dog certainly had a busy weekend for themselves with 2 games shown at PSX. The last one I've already covered already, The Last of Us Part 2, surprisingly announced here and shown for the first time. Again, it's been in development for about a year and a half, but don't get your hopes up though. I think there's at least that to maybe the end of 2018 before that gets released, maybe even 2019. Now here we're looking at a game that's got a much shorter time span until it gets into our hands, and that is Uncharted 4: The Lost Legacy. Now, this is an add-on for the single player, very much in the mould of Left Behind from The Last of Us, and this time you can buy it on its own as a standalone title. It doesn't need the original game to run. It also means, exactly as predicted, it stars Sam. Okay, no it doesn't, I was wrong, but there you go. No, instead we've got the best ass in the business, driver in the business, and that's Chloe. Ahead of Nadine, they're both back, kicking ass and taking names, all in the pursuit of treasure. The Tusk of Ganesha, a long-lost treasure trove that enables dualism powers for those that behold it, or in some mystical forms. But anyway, this new title looks to extend the story and it is said to be bigger than Left Behind, but obviously not quite as vast as the original Uncharted 4, and is due sometime in 2017, probably around March or April at my guess. So what have the team delivered here, and have they improved the engine much over the original Uncharted 4? Well, let's take a look at the actual trailer. We can see the fact that, again, the animation and lighting techniques from the team are very impressive and work well here. The mixture of bloom lighting, lens flare, and also some volumetric dust that receives light from the background neon, it all works and complements itself well here, with all of the animation and tricks that the team regularly use. These are things like billboard lighting on the torches, in addition to the volumetric light and the shadow casting light source, which all works well to use the resource effectively and give you these impressive visuals, which again appreciate the fact that they're uncluttered by a heads-up display, and that temporal anti-aliasing does look to be improved again here further with a much cleaner image. But these are 4K videos that I've got from Sony, so most likely this is running on the PS4 Pro again. It may be the standard PS4, and again, other than the IQ improvements and probably the better quality in some of the effects, I don't think this is going to be a massive change to the standard PS4 if this is the Pro version. Now, screen space reflections are improved. They certainly look like they've improved those in The Last of Us also, but here they look slightly less artifacty and they seem to hide their issues quite well. And this demo does actually have screen space reflections quite abundantly, used regularly for the screen reflections and obviously the specular highlights from lighting, which again is needed for the PBR materials in this game, and this demo does show them off impeccably well. The material and cloth shaders are again very high, and the animation and physics system in there does allow that movement to come in. You can see the headdress here of Chloe moves independently of her body, and it's very natural and weighted as she does. All that wrapped around her head when she whips it off is very impressive indeed. But what is also so impressive, and again, this is Naughty Dog, so animation is their big point, as I've already covered with The Last of Us, seeing the knuckles whitening when she makes a fist from Ellie. Here the animation is again just as impressive and as seamless. Watching this sequence as the game plays out in real-time gameplay and then jump straight into a cutscene without any cuts at all and then straight back into your control, it is unbelievably smooth and impressive when you think about what the engine is doing here to jump between those assets and quality. Again, it's helped by the fact that they can actually run this quality assets in-game and then just ramp up the shaders within the passes as they move into these real-time cutscenes. You see it multiple times in this sequence, like here where Chloe gets spotted and jumps out the window as the camera spins round and gives you a cinematic shot.
Hey, do people see anyone up here?
Besides you.
Smart ass. Lots of locals have been sneaking back in.
No one up here but us.
See anything? No.
And the atmosphere is enhanced further by the contextual banter that we've seen in previous games. The sound design and sound effects in this game are again impeccable, like all Naughty Dog titles at the moment. All the little touches in the trailer by the wind blowing and you see the fence just to the right hand side rather than showing obvious icons of where to go. And the lighting and the soft lighting and moonlight again all adds to an impressive demonstration here of the Uncharted 4 Naughty Dog engine, with the lighting impeccably set in this demonstration, allowing soft diffuse and specular highlights, giving you a clean view of the stone or concrete artist walls, weathered wooden door, or even steel girders. Everything seems to receive and absorb light effectively and realistically. What also must be noted is the way that they've done the gameplay here. The camera is much closer and you get regular points of a cinematic stealthy cover as you go behind to have a view, and this is obviously going to play out into the game. This game is not going to be as action packed as Uncharted games, I suspect. This lockpick mechanism and again the camera system I've just mentioned looks like it's going to be heavily relying on stealth areas and stealth sequences due to the fact that you'll be doing a lot of sneaking. So this should break up the action and the epic moments that Uncharted is known for, again with this new slant on the Uncharted series. Again, there's a subtle little touches from Naughty Dog. The water that hits her hood as she goes underneath and splashes behind, or the fact that she's got the cut after the fight. Again, this fight scene at the end is obviously in gameplay, just the prompts have been removed so that it doesn't ruin the actual view of the screen now, but just like in Uncharted 4, this isn't a cutscene, this is real-time gameplay. And again, you can see the animation and the contextual stuff, including inverse kinematics, makes everything look so natural and fluid. This looks like something out of an action movie. Now, I don't suspect this will have all the benefits and features that are going to be available in The Last of Us Part 2, but this is, or does at least look to have, improvements elsewhere. Now, these also stem from the motion blur in the game. Yes, it's still present, and this is a 30 FPS title as well. And as I slow it down here, you can see the physics and the simulation of bottles and everything still reacting to it, and watch his head flatten as he bangs against the canister. You almost get a headache just from watching it. But the whole motion blur has been improved, less artifacting, less banding, and this improves on the actual camera radial blur and the per pixel per object blur here, which you can see the artifact samples from original Uncharted 4, and again here the improvements in this Lost Legacy. They certainly are clear. As you can see as he falls down, and again the physics and destruction system present in the game, everything looks a lot smoother, a lot crisper, and again all these touches do actually look like there's a hell of a lot of hand animation here still. None of this all looks motion captured, so the guys and girls are working very hard to create an impressive and contextual game here. Just watch as he gets kicked in the leg, how his leg folds and bends where the weight goes. This is all the weighted animation system that Naughty Dog have, and it looks absolutely stunning. I can't get over how impressed I always am with what they deliver. This looks like something I'm going to spend my hard-earned money on, and again with the sheer scale of the game, going from these intimate moments like we've just seen to the huge vast draw distance and scale you get looking over this Indian city as it's being destroyed from bombers and explosions. The breadth of the engine and its intricacies from the micro and macro level still astounds me every time I see updates to it, and I cannot wait to cover in detail when the game finally ships. Anyway, I think I've talked far enough about this and Uncharted. If you like this or anything else I've put together, please feel free to subscribe and like and share where appropriate. If you have any feedback, please leave it below, and I'll catch you on the next one.
These two targets, one was the warehouse, the other... You're in the wrong place, girl.
What the hell? Got you. Nowhere to run. Shit! Back up! Call for backup! No!
You're late. I thought you were a professional.
Oh, you should relax. You'll live longer.